All right, what's going on, guys? Babs here. Going to do a video here. We're on Kiowa number 1. Got 12 greens. I think 12 greens. I don't know. I forgot. And this video is for Robert Schumer. He asked on YouTube, pitch versus chip. So in this situation, we have 10 yards to the flag, and we're going to do a chip shot, which, you know, I haven't done in all my years of playing this. But let's say we do this chip shot, and we say this is about, 95%. So we'll do this close to the ding. So here we see it lands 5 yards and rolls 4, and you think, oh, that's a pretty good chip. So maybe all we need to do is just, aim a little. In which case we do that. So again, we'll hit it 95%. Same misting. But as you can see, 5 yards rolled 4. Now the thing that happens with the chip shot, is that when you're chipping, it's landing 5 yards and it's rolling 4. But what you're doing is, especially on a 12 green and an uneven green like so, landing this 5 yards here and then expecting it to roll into the hole is tricky, because now you have to treat it like a putt. So you're giving the green more time to react to the ball, thus not keeping it on line. So, if I'm switch into putt mode and I'm looking at all this, now I have to analyze, okay, where's 5 yards? 5 yards is right there. And that's where my chip is going to land. Now I have to take into account from this aim point all the way to the hole. I have to then begin dot reading what the ball is going to do. So there's no reason to really take a shot like this and make it into 2 different exercises. 1 being the chip, where do I want to land it? And 2 being the putt, where do I want the ball to roll? And so that's why you'll see a lot of, your top ranked players, they're not going to chip the ball. We're going to pitch the ball. And typically you'll see people doing full backspin, 3/4 spin, half spin, so forth and so on. And the reason being, trying to understand how much release I want to have. So if I were to hit this full backspin at roughly, 74%, lands 9 yards, releases 2 yards. But what you're doing is you're clearing all of this green area so that the ball has less effect on it. Now, if I were to do a pitch shot and just put 3/4 spin on it, now I can hit it a little lighter in this fashion. And so now we landed 8 yards and it rolls 2. And again, you play with that. So you want to eliminate any variables you can with this shot. And that's why you'll see most of your top ranked players hitting the pitch shot. In general, a lot of lower ranked players will be using the flop. And that's because, they have lower end balls and the flop tends to stop a lot quicker. The thing is that I think what I've read in the forum, this was a long time ago, that if you leave the ball on the hole and you misting for this line here, it'll actually straighten the flop out. And so, we'll do that in this situation. So a flop in this case would be about 75%. Like so, we're going to ding it right in this area. And you'll see it straightens the ball out. But what you're doing is that you're diminishing, the precision of your clubs. So this is my wedge, way down yonder. Right here, you're diminishing this precision by mistinging that much. And so then again, if you're on a more difficult situation, you might not have a chance at doing that. So by moving the flag like this, maybe 1 box, you could try 1 box. Doing this exact same pitch, but going for the ding line. What was our number? 75? So now I'm going to go for the ding line. And you see it goes straight, but it's the same kind of concept. And when you're on a faster green, that's going to matter, especially when you're needing to aim. Say you have some trouble or you have downhill. You don't want to diminish the precision of your club. So I usually use a box if I am going to flop. But in this situation, we're not flopping. We're trying to get this in the hole, so forth and so on. So I'll use a half spin shot like so and dumb it down a bit and missing it. And then our ball clears all the trouble and rolls towards the hole. And the other thing you have to ask yourself is you got to keep in mind what kind of lie you're in. If you're in 20-25 lie, it plays similar to fairway, so you don't have to worry about that. But if you go into 30-40 rough or 40-50 rough, the ball is going to release a hell of a lot more than it normally would. And so we'll just kind of put this over here. See if we can't get into some rough area. So now we're at 40-50 rough. And so you say, okay, well, you know, what can I do? I could flop this, and I'll show you what a flop does. I have a 40-50 flop charted at, you know, 12 yards. So we're going to do full flop right here, right on the line. And you see it released 4 yards on a flop. So you have to then be careful with, okay, we have 12 greens. This putt and this green does have some fast areas. So you want to then become familiar with where your ball needs to land and where it's going to release to. If I were to pitch this shot right here, I would need to land it roughly in this area at 9 yards. So that it would roll towards the hole in that feature, because I need to give the ball space to release. So 9 yards is right in this ballpark here. So we got that, landed 8 yards, and you see it rolled 7 yards. So that's the trick behind pitch versus chip versus flop, is understanding, you know, what the green does, how the green slopes, what speed you're on, and of course what lie you're in, and then develop your game around that so that it complements what you're trying to do and you keep yourself out of trouble. So I hit it at 100% last time. Now I'm gonna hit it at 90% and watch it release towards the hole. Now we landed at 9 yards and released it 4 yards forward. And these are things that you learn over time. So when it comes to your short game around the greens, get comfortable with using the pitch to give yourself greater chances of holding out the shot. And try and stay away from the chip, unless of course you're like 3 yards away, then you would chip, because then you just want to roll it right in. But a chip shot has a little more time to react on the green. And so that's what we're going to try and avoid if we want to get better at putting the ball in the hole and getting more hole outs. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, let me know if you have any questions, and I will see y'all soon. Take care.